Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Who are you?
Just gonna jump right into this. Today I'm gonna be doing a review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Dysentery. No, Dial of Destiny? Yeah, that's it.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
This thing is a mess. It's a mess. It's garbage. It's a train wreck. It's all the above. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, in my opinion, has got to be not just the worst movie in the Indiana Jones franchise. This is like one of the worst movies in history, in cinematic history. This thing is horrible. It's just horrible. It's soulless. I don't know if that's a fact due to the writing or the directing, probably both, you know. The actors, I think, did their job except for Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who I'll get into that with her later. Even Harrison Ford, he wasn't Harrison Ford, man. He's old, you know.
Okay, nice and slow, Dr. Jones. More alcohol and pot.
There's a scene in the beginning of this movie, Indiana Jones 5, where it's the opening sequence, and they show a younger Indiana Jones. Obviously, Harrison Ford is 80 years old, and they de-aged him, and they probably told Harrison Ford that, you know, Harrison, we're gonna de-age you, so don't move around too much when you're walking or doing stuff, and don't have your usual, you know, limit your facial expressions than what they normally are. Otherwise, don't be yourself, Harrison. Just be a robot, so we can just de-age you for the scene. Don't worry, the action will hold the audience's interest. No, it doesn't. In fact, that whole scene, there's like a fight on a train, and that whole scene is CGI. Even the train is CGI. I got no problem with CGI in movies if the CGI pertains to something that doesn't exist in real life. Are you following me? Like at the end of Raiders.
Don't look, Marion!
Okay. By the way, I'm pregnant.
Maybe just one quick peek.
When they open the Ark of the Covenant and all these freaking ghosts come flying out, and the power of the Ark causes the faces to melt and explode. That I understand. A fight on a train? Trains exist in real life. That's where I have a problem. Yeah, the opening sequence sucked. It was, you know, I don't care what anybody else says. I'm getting to the review party late, but the opening sequence sucked. It just sucked. They de-aged him, you know, his face. They forgot to de-age his voice. You got a youngish looking Harrison Ford that kind of talks like this. It took me out of it. I'm not kidding you.
Hey, kid. It ain't that kind of movie.
I got nobody but blame but her, Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy. She should have been fired years ago.
Where did you learn your trade, you stupid fucking cunt, you idiot?
She hasn't got a creative bone in her body.
Whoever told you that you could work with men?
She was a producer on Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jaws and a lot of Spielberg's earlier films with her now husband Frank Marshall. She's a producer. In case you guys don't know, what a producer does is they give money to the people so they can make the movie. Okay, they just give them money. Sure, they have a little bit of say-so because they're paying for it, but you want to leave the creative part of the movie up to the director and the writers and the actors and stuff.
I remember Kathy came into the room with her steno pad and her pencil, and she was horrible at taking notes, and she was terrible, and she didn't really know how to do it very well. Suddenly put her pencil down and would say something like, and what if he didn't get the girl, but instead he got the dog?
So how is she telling directors and writers what to put in a movie and what to do? Why are they following her advice?
Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
You know, she's not creative. She doesn't have a creative bone. She's stupid. Everything she touches, she destroys. She's the queen of flops. Harrison Ford, he gets like he's trying to get the spear, I guess a spear or knife that touched the blood of Christ, or you know.
Jesus H. Christ!
The H is silent.
And they're trying to get that, but then while they're searching for that, they find this key to the Dial of Destiny, one of the parts to it. And so then they decide to make that their focus and go after that. And so then Ergen Qualler Jurgenausen, played by I can't get his name right, Mads Mikkelsen, who's a great actor, by the way. He shows up, and he's after the dial and the spear also. But he wants to get the dial because he wants to go back in time before Hitler. Even though he's a Nazi, he wants to kill Hitler because Hitler got it wrong.
Will you stop talking about the war?
Me? You started it?
We did not start it.
Yes, you did. You invaded Poland. Yeah.
And he wants to take over Hitler's rule and do it right and take over the world.
Who's this then? Strike you, my
The American airplanes are, attacking this train because they know Nazis are on it, right? Part of the train, they have this anti-aircraft gun with, the guy manning the gun gets shot. Normally when that happens, the guy just dies and the gun stops firing, right? So for some reason he gets shot. His finger is still on the trigger. And the train goes around the corner and the anti-aircraft gun turns towards the rest of the back of the train, takes out all the Nazis. I can't even make this shit up. I can't even make this shit up. It's still firing. Wipes out all the Nazis that would have probably killed Harrison Ford and his buddy Basil. Yeah, there's a scene in there where Toby Keith. Is it Toby Keith? I don't know. Toby Jones. Who the fuck is Toby Keith? I don't know. But anyways, Toby Jones is in this. He plays Basil. His name's Basil.
Is it Basil Fawlty?
Toby Jones, there's a scene there where Toby Jones shoots him in the shoulder. Indiana Jones go, hey, cut that out.
You're lucky I already have a scar there. Ow!
Begging your pardon. My apologies. Please forgive me.
Point it elsewhere.
He just got shot in the shoulder, and that's his reaction? Cut that out. Stop it. Took me out of it.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
Toby Jones, I mean, if they were creative and they were smart, If they were smart, but which they're not. Here's an idea. Here's what I would have done if I was the head of Lucasfilm, okay? I would have cast Mark Hamill as Basil, okay? Get Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill back on the silver screen together. You want to talk about a reason to bring audiences into your theater and fill the seats? That would have done it. Even if the movie sucked, they would have gone just to see Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill on screen together again in a movie other than Star Wars. But they blew it, man. They lost their opportunity because they don't think, they're not imaginative, they're not creative. Yeah, this movie, it's soulless. The whole script is soulless. It hasn't got any life. It's just a a bunch of action sequences tied together. Harrison Ford, he's been funny in some of the Indiana Jones movies, like the way what he says, the way he acts, his improvisation of stuff, like in Raiders when he shoots the guy in a sword fight. There's nothing. You get nothing from Harrison Ford. They made Indiana Jones in this a broken down shadow of a man. He's not Indiana Jones.
Waking up every morning with my pants unsoiled.
Shankara!
He's, even though he got married in the last film, you find out in the beginning of this when he's divorced, his son died in Vietnam. He's got all these aches and pains and...
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Probiotics.
It's a holy show. And just so they can make Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who plays his goddaughter in the movie, Helena Shaw.
By the way, I loved you in The Wizard of Oz.
Look fabulous. Look heroic. Look like she can do anything. She can accomplish anything. She's strong. She can beat up guys that are like twice her size, with the touch of a hand. She can one punch guys and knock them out, which is very rare to do, without any, training in boxing and all. She doesn't look like she's played a sport in her life. And she, not only that, but I hate to say it, but she's got a huge nose.
Excuse me, is that your nose or did a bus park on your face?
I hate to say it, but I tend to notice these things just because my brother had a big honker.
Laugh and the world laughs with you. sneeze, and it's goodbye, Seattle.
He looks like one of those, what is those birds with a big schnauzer? And she's got a big nose, and she's got this prolonged jaw, like a Jay Leno jaw.
Did you have to check that into oversized baggage on the plane?
Okay, that's enough.
She's not a nice person. She's an unlikable person. She's an unlikable character. She's unbearable. She's annoying. She's frustrating. She's...
Why, I've never been so insulted in my life.
Well, it's early yet.
She's self-centered. She's stuck up. She doesn't care about other people. She's just rotten. I mean, why would you want to make a female character like with all these qualities and play her off like she's a hero? No hero has those qualities. She's just totally unlikable. There's plenty of other actresses I would have cast. I'll go down the list. I mean, you got Katie Sackhoff. So in love with her. Katie Sackhoff.
But no. I'm not gonna straddle you in front of all these guys.
Michelle Rodriguez, I love her, but I don't think she'd be right for the role. Tina Fey, Alicia Vikander. Yeah, Alicia Vikander. Haley Atwell, who's in a Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning right now. She would be awesome. Why they went with Phoebe Waller-Bridge I don't know. It's mind blowing. I don't know why. They're just, I don't know. Yeah, she's just horrible. And not only that, but she's his goddaughter, right? She's the daughter of Basil, who you meet in the beginning of the movie, who played by Toby Jones, which to me should have been Mark Hamill. His own goddaughter, like when the Nazis are after him, she takes one of the parts of the dial for herself, runs off with it, and locks Indy in a cage with 2 Nazi soldiers that just murdered 2 other people. She set her godfather up to die.
And what'd the other part of him think?
What her head would look like on a stick.
And then there's another scene where all these guys have guns drawn on Indiana Jones, and you know what she says? She says, shoot him. She's a horrible person. She is just one of the most horrible female characters ever written for the silver screen.
If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
And then they decided to short round her. They gave her this little sidekick that follows her around just because it was in another Indiana Jones movie and it worked. So I thought, hey, let's do that. Let's give her a sidekick like Indy had in Temple of Doom. Let's give her own short round. He's just as unlikable. I mean,
all in all, not a bad guy. If looks, brains, and personality don't count.
He's just there. He doesn't add comedy. He's just there. Oh God! And her running. You ever watch the beginning, the intro of the original Batman TV show, or da-na-na, da-na-na-na, and the animation has him running? Who the fuck runs like this? Who the fuck runs like this? I'll tell you who. Phoebe Waller-Bridge runs like that. I'm not lying. Go watch it. Go watch this. Well, don't watch it because save your money. Nobody cast this woman ever again, please. You'll do yourself a favor. Yeah, and the car chase in Morocco. That's partly CGI because the Dial of Destiny, apparently, it was created by Archimedes.
One surprise is the inclusion of Archimedes.
And it was because Archimedes created the dial during the Greek-Roman War, I guess, in 212 BC, because he wanted to call out to somebody in the future to come help them. But oddly enough, the portal that he creates, it opens up in the sky. How did Archimedes know that there'd be planes in the future? How did he know what a plane is? He's in the Roman-Greek War. They didn't have planes back then. So how did he know? How did he know? Why did he put the time portal? Why didn't he just put the time portal on land, like where he was? When they eventually go back to 212 BC, where Archimedes is, they go right in the middle of the Greek-Roman War, and the ships firing on other ships. They spot these planes up in the air. You know what their first thought is? Dragons. Why would the Romans think they were dragons? Did dragons exist back then? And right before the plane crashes, because the Romans shot their harpoons, and somehow they have pinpoint accuracy with harpoons of a plane that's 100 and 200 feet up in the air. So Boyd Holbrook, the Nazi henchman, he just snaps. He just snaps. He opens up the door of the airplane, starts firing his pistol at the Romans on their warships. like Leatherface at the end of the Chainsaw Massacre. Basically, that's my review. So if you want to, by all means, go check out Indiana Jones and the Dial of Dysentery.
Oh, somebody stepping a duck?
It sucks. Like my channel, subscribe, share my video with others, ding the bell for notifications, and I will catch you later. Until next time, keep rocking.